Need to stay tuned for our final speaker, who happens to be one of the legendary explorers of our time. Not just our generation, but of the last century and of this century. An environmentalist, an educator, author, film producer. For more than 4 decades, Michel Cousteau has dedicated himself to communicate to people across the world about our blue planet. He's produced films and won awards that are far too many to number here. But I'm most proud that he's one of the founding trustees of the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation. And he now serves in emeritus of the foundation. He's a true voice for the ocean. And in that, he carries on his family's legacy. And he serves as an inspiration in his own right for generations now and many generations to come. Please welcome Michel Cousteau.
Thank you, Jason. Good evening. I know you're exhausted standing up. I will make it as short as I can. Governor, it was an honor to see you, and many of the people who are committed. And we're talking about commitment. We're not talking about blah, blah. Blah, blah is cheap. We need action. I had the immense privilege of being born in a family which was fascinated by the ocean. And at the age of 7, I was pushed overboard. I became an instant scuba diver. And I'm probably, not that I'm particularly proud of this, the oldest scuba diver, at least here tonight, and probably in many parts of the world. Thanks to this incredible gentleman, my dad, we've been allowed to open our eyes on what's below the surface of 70% of the planet. And we've learned over time, over decades, how much we depend upon it. And I personally, I'm very excited because he's the one who inspired, not me. I was inspired by him. But that went on to generations. And my own children, my nephew, my niece, and now my grandchild, who was born underwater, generation number 4. The reason I'm mentioning this is because this is what we owe our next generations to know about how we depend upon the ocean. It is our life support system. We're all connected to it, whether you live near the ocean or you live in Topeka, Kansas, or wherever, in Kalamazoo. Next time you drink a glass of water, never forget you're drinking the ocean. Next time you go skiing or you're having a good time, maybe in a Times Square to ice skating, you're ice skating on the ocean. So there's only one single water system, and we all depend upon it. And this is so critical that we need to pass that on. We need to put it in the school system. We need to get the children out of school for them to touch and feel and sense, and realize how much we depend upon it. I found out recently that 42% of Americans do not have a passport. That has to change. People has to explore the planet. People has to go out there and find out that there are other cultures, that there are other races, that there are other ways of life. And when you look at all of this, and I had this immense privilege of traveling the world since I was a child. And I took my son, Fabien, who's standing there, and my children, and this is all because of this guy who had the same foresight that we are now trying to put out there, because we're living in an unbelievable period of time in the history of our species, which I call the communication revolution. The fact that 7 billion people are connected with each other. I was in India not long ago with 100 people in one room with one computer, and those 100 people were not asking questions about India, they were asking questions about the rest of the planet. We are all connected. Borders are meaningless today. And when you look at these incredible things that the space program provided us with, I don't see any borders between Canada and Mexico. So we need to carry on this into the young people, the new decision makers, the one who tomorrow will make much, much better decisions than we have made, because we didn't know. How can you protect what you don't understand? And when I look at the ocean, when I look at the diversity that is in the ocean, when I look at the fact that today we're finding out, we didn't know that, I didn't know that when I was a child, although I saw less and less fish where I was going every day, swimming, and there was more and more garbage, but I never made the connection. Today we know. We know we're using the ocean as a garbage can. We know we're using the ocean as a universal sewer. We know we are destroying the coastal habitats, which is critical for most species. We know that we're taking more from the ocean than the ocean can produce. And we are coming to the point where we realize, let's talk business. Let's look at the ocean as a capital which has been made available to us free of charge. We can manage it, and we can live off the interest that is produced by the capital. As long as the interest is consumed, it's fine. Today we're gobbling up the capital, we're heading toward bankruptcy. And because we add another 100 million people to the planet every year, we need to become better and better business people. And we can do it, because now we know. I could have never said that 20 years ago or 15 years ago. Today we can. We all have this immense responsibility, and when you look at the ocean, you look at diversity, which is synonymous of stability. There are backup systems in case of problems and accidents. It's the same thing with our species. Diversity is synonymous of stability. We need to recognize it, we need to accept it, we need to be excited about it. When I'm going to go tomorrow to Europe, when I'm going to go to South Pacific in a few weeks from now, that's diversity. That's why I'm going there. It's because I want to know, I want to learn, I want to share, I want to bring it to the attention of the world in a way that will make us have more respect for other cultures, other religions, other races, other people who think differently than we do. And that's okay. That's good. That's helpful. And those children, and I'm happy to tell you that before September 11, I was in the UAE invited to represent the ocean. And there were 40-some countries represented, including the United States, with children coming from different parts of the world. And we were sharing the information I'm trying to share tonight. Those kids are now decision makers. Those kids know. We have huge audience out there which we can communicate with. And the fact that Ocean for Life is making it going on. We need to take all these kids wherever they are, and we need to get them wet. We need to get them to understand how connected we are to our life support system. Our mission is very simple. If you protect the ocean, you protect yourself. It's that simple. And we can talk. We need action. We need help. We need support. And people like you can make that happen. We need commitments to make sure that we take care of the next generation. That I can look in the eyes of a 7-year-old and say, we're doing everything we can so you will have the same privilege that I've had. And I can tell you, not long ago I was walking on the sidewalk. There was a mother with a child who was 5 or 6 years old, and in front of it there was a gentleman walking. And I was behind all of these people. And I saw the guy in the front, and he pulled his pack of cigarettes out of his bag, and he took a cigarette, put it in his mouth, the pack was empty, and he threw it on the side. That little kid, 5, 6 years old, ran and said, "Sir, sir, you dropped something." And the guy was so embarrassed that he went and picked it up. Those kids, like you, and you're not a kid anymore, but you're now one of the ones who are going to lead it, are going to be able to do what this little child is doing because his mother taught him, or because he is now teaching us, teaching the parents, teaching the people in his school and his friends. We can do it. We are doing it. I am now fundamentally objective and fundamentally optimistic. I would not be able to say that 10 years ago. So September 11 has woken us up at the expense of a lot of lives and people who have suffered. And we suffer today, but we've learned a lot to make a difference. And every one of us can, should, and I hope will. But we need action, we need support, every possible way you can. Thank you very much.